Okay, welcome back. My name is Petty Officer First Class Christopher Fay, and I'm going to be training you guys on admin correspondence utilizing OneNote. Uh, OneNote, in my last episode, uh, we went over the anatomy of OneNote. Then we set up kind of a basic structure as what you're seeing here on the screen right now, and a template in which we can utilize the routing of said packages. Um, every correspondence that is going to be signed by the CO slash XO slash CMC is always going to have the main document that needs to be signed, whether that's a form or a memorandum or any whatever it might be. Um, it's always going to have some kind of document. And every document has a guiding reference, and that reference should also be attached to those emails that you're sending out and whatnot. But for the purpose of this demonstration and how we're going to utilize OneNote, I'm going to show you just the form that needs to be signed and what to do. Now, keeping in mind, I am using Nautilus Virtual Desktop, and I am not going to be using, my credentials in this video to sign anything, but we're going to be demonstrating what signature would look like and how that would be placed onto a document. All right. So let's say you're an LPO, you're building everything and you're trying to get things good to go. So what I might do is I might go, all right, LPO me. We're gonna say Petty Officer John Smith. Let's say AA removal request. Um, Petty Officer First Class John Smith. All right, well, you can put his rate, whatever it might be. Um, Whatnot, and I'm his LPO. It is the let's say the 16th of September, and I might put something on here. Was mistakenly mustered as AA request removal of AA status and changed to present, and then put in initials. Obviously, initials are good enough for this demonstration. You could have somebody, write out their name. You can say, Smith, um, BM2 Smith, or, whatever it might be. You can change that. It doesn't have to be that. But this is what it could look like. And then my SEL is going to get it and is going to look at it a day later, and it's going to be this and say, um, concur, recommend approval, and his name is, JHS. Awesome. And then department head's gonna get it maybe same day because chief is really good. Recommend approval. Um, right, and then N1's gonna get it, and then once N1 goes, um, accept it. Well, let's say because N1's always busy. I say 19 September, and then they'll say received, processed, package, uh, tracker number, um, 00023, and then um, their initials are going to go in, and then CMC, so on, so on. So you see, that's what the summary sheet is for, and that's how that would work. All right, but and then you would put in whatever documents, and you can file attach different files and do what you need to get that those different files in there, and that's as simple as that. However, let's say you got a file and it's coming from an email. Well, you're able to actually upload it. And if you have these templates like this, so when I hit add page, a template pops up, then awesome. Even better, because this is what that's going to look like. So you'll go to your emails. You'll go, hey, I got an email from, this guy, and he's sending me something that needs, to be processed and signed by the CO. Well, how do I get this email and the email body? And let's pretend there's an email body here, and it's got, continuity for, the whole world to see. And it would be great if I could get that whole email plus this document at a push of a button. Well, OneNote's ahead of you. Right here, under the message tab, we have send to OneNote. Now, when I hit left click on this, send the OneNote, it's going to pop up a menu here and going to give me all the books that I have and all my recent picks. Now, I want the N1 demo folder, and that's the current section I'm in, so even easier to find. And I'm going to hit OK. Well, that populates that file in this document, all the files that are attached, and below here, like this is where the email body would be. So we'll just say email body here, right? So that's where that would be. So if I'm getting this, and let's say I'm the N1 LPO, and I am processing this, and this has made it to my folder, I can scroll down and look at all the continuity to this package relating to the email that was in there. And I can see the comments made by the chain of command leading up to me. So now I can go in and do this. Now, okay, great. How does the attachments and stuff in OneNote work? Well, that is one of the things that we're going to go over in this video, and hopefully not too long. But these attachments, the way they're attached in OneNote is very much like a compressed file, like a zip file, right? It's compressed into the OneNote files and temporarily expanded in a temporary folder when you open it up. So now only one person at a time can open up a document within OneNote without having a conflicted page. Now, conflicted pages it will become annoying and irritating, but that'll be the gist of it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go and say test document, and we're gonna open that bad boy up. Maybe. There it goes. All right. And here's the test document. I'm the guy that's reviewing it. I go through it and I realize, hey, they're requesting my signature for whatever action. So, go in here and do that. And you would sign it with your credentials and all of that awesome stuff. I don't have, my card in, so I'm not going to be able to sign. But that is a piece of that. Now, I think. Oh yeah, nice. Okay, so virtual desktop does this, but a lot of the OneNet computers overseas do not do this. But you would go into more tools and find prepare, right? So you want prepare. All right, well, prepare is not in this menu. Oh, here it is. All right, I found it. Ha ha. Prepare. It's there, right? I already have it added. I know that because I just saw it right here off to the right, prepare form. So prepare form, if you're creating a document from scratch, you just converted a Word document over to PDF, and now you want all those signature blocks, you would need to have, the upgraded Acrobat Pro. All right, well, apparently this one doesn't let me do that. But if it did, that's what you would do. There's a secret, and another secret way to do that, and that is for looking for certificates, I think. All right, let's look for that. Certificates. Let's see. Yep, open. Certificates, digital sign. Do not show this message again. Okay. And then you click and drag, and then that would give you your digital signature, just like these boxes down here. So each individual can do that themselves, and that's an individual rate, whereas if you had the Adobe Pro on your computer, you could pre-populate these in those signature blocks. So once again, if you're not part of a rich branch of the military like the United States Air Force, and you are in the U.S. Navy, like this training's directed towards, you would go in, and if you don't have all these awesome apps to the right, you would go and say more tools. You'd go find certificates. It's this blue pin. It says certificates, digitally signed, or certified documents and validate authenticity. You would say add if it's not added yet, and you say open, and then you go from there. Otherwise, prepare form would work, and you'd be able to pre-populate. All right, so let's say you sign it. It's good to go. You no longer need to look at it, and you got this ready to rock and roll. So now as the LPO, I'm going to put in my information, being 16, let's say September 23, and signed, recommended for approval, route to CO, and then initials, and then that would go through that, right? And but like I said in the previous video, the setup that we have here is for a small command. So each individual tab doesn't have like the LPO, this SEL or anything. So in this event, in this case here, I would just use, I would keep it there, and I would let my SEL look at it, log in, look at it, and then the department head look at it. Now let's say if SEL and department head don't need to look at it. Well, that's fine, because now we can just take this stuff off and highlight it, and you hit the button on your keyboard, delete, and then deletes it. And then now I can move this to the N1 folder. N1 is the admin, and they're going to need to be the ones to process this. So how do I do that? You're going to go to the page. This is the forward test document routing process, and you're going to say move or copy. And honestly, I would keep a copy of the package in your folder. So let's say I'm N4. I'm going to pretend like I'm in N4, and I process that all the way through, and we're getting things done. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to say move or copy. I'm going to select N1. I'm going to hit copy, right? And then on my copy that stays in the N4 folder, because I'm here in N4, I'm going to say copied document, or copied, or something to signify that it's for record. Because, once again, it's just a section, and there's not a lot of flexibility we can do here. So there that is. Now if I go in one folder, there'll be the test document right here. Boom. It's right there. It's got the process, and then if somebody opens it up, they'll see that there's a signature here. I'm gonna see if I can do kind of a mock signature. Let's draw. All right, there's a mock signature. Boom. All right, now I'm gonna save. So you're gonna see here, it's all in a temporary folder. It it sets up this exported temp folder, and we're gonna say save. Yes. All right. That's been signed. I can hit close, but the certificate pieces are here too for those digital signatures once again, right? So we still have that ability to do that. And then now, after we wait a while and it's gone through the system, awesome. Now I will probably do a courtesy email to who I routed it to, and let's say it's N1. N1's got a org box or a a group distro, and I put that distro on there, and I send that distro out saying document, or package routed in OneNote to N1, test document routing process training. Boom. Awesome. It's there. And they go in, one of their guys sets it up and looks at it and goes, "Oh, this is beautiful. Let's do this." And then they see that the signature is there, and they go in and want to sign for themselves too, and they do that. Keeps popping up like that. All right. All right, so I broke it somehow. Way to go, me. Um, but you know that is definitely part of the process and the learning curve. Anywho, they can go in and sign it themselves. They can go in and do that certificate thing. Nope, that's blue pin. Open. There we go. Certificates. Digitally sign, and they can do that bit over here. You know, that is one of the things they can do as well. And it'll go through that whole process of, you know, digital signature and saving, and it'll save to a temporary folder. That's fine. We expect that. And then they would go and process that further. And that's it. That's the entire processing system in the way it's designed, right? So you can move it. Let's say I need to communicate with N4 because my stuff is bleeding in N4, and my routing doesn't incorporate that. Well, if you go to the last cell on the routing process, I can take all of these and put in who needs to be in there, and say N1 DH, N1 LPO, and then, you know, I'm a boatswain's mate, so N3 DH, N3 LCPO, SEL, whatever you want to use, it don't matter. N3 LPO, and then you know, let's say I'm not an LPO, I'm not in the leadership, but I am the you know, originator. So we'll just say OP for now. There's other terms for that, but that's roughly what you would look like here. And then you can change that. So it's flexible and it moves everything down as you adjust. So as this, you know, grows bigger, it moves everything down the way it was designed to do. So super easy, super simple process. To wrap up these 20 minutes, once everything's good to go, you might even have another folder in here called the complete folder. And this might be primarily for N1, and that'll be to signify that it's been signed or it's ready to go to the next echelon for routing purposes. And at the end of the day, that's what that looks like. So now, well, for the next video, I'm going to show you a little bit more in-depth training on how to really make this a little bit deeper, a little bit more, you know, flexible for certain commands, and you know, how to make it a little less, you know, limited to your abilities on this system. So next video you'll see is going to be relating to that. All right. Thank you again for stopping by for this quick training. If there's any questions or concerns, leave some comments in the chat below, and we'll get to that.